Okay, I think I'm live. I am just doing this kind of impromptu because there was the Women's March. I got a new webcam, so that is a special thing, I suppose. But anyways, I just wanted to give my thoughts on the Women's March. I hope I am coming through clearly here, and so I will just kind of give my general thoughts on it. Okay, so not the Women's March. It's the Women's Strike. I think I said Women's March. It's easier to say than Women's Strike. But a day without a woman is a ridiculous idea. I understand the sentiment. I understand why it's happening, but it shouldn't be happening because, really honestly, showing everyone that, okay. Let me just get my thoughts together. Look, if you want to talk about the glass ceiling and how women, they just seriously, they need to break out of this mold, this thing that's keeping them down, the patriarchy. They need to, definitely skip a day of work. Women are paid less. Women earn less. Skip a day of work. It's a good idea. You're definitely gonna get that promotion over Johnny next week because you skipped work because feminism. It's a great way to just kind of perpetuate these ideas that people have about women being lazy, women not caring. It's a great way to perpetuate these things, and that's why I'm adamantly against it, because and that's just the first thing. Okay, there's another thing. There was this article, and I could get it up, but this was just on the fly, and so I didn't prepare anything. But it was about how there were schools that had been canceled. School was canceled because the administration of the schools wanted to they wanted to allow their faculty to participate. So school was canceled. School. Elementary school, high school, middle school, whatever. It was canceled because feminism. Now, this is a problem to me because, well, sometimes kids miss school too much anyways. Snow days and other such things. And the fact is that there are children who rely on their schools to give them meals. And they don't get those meals if they don't go to school. Also, the article was specifically about how there were parents who were scrambling to find childcare because they were both working parents. And I am absolutely sure, because this is exactly what my mom would have had to do if, say, school was canceled for me back in the day. I'm sure single mothers had to scramble to find childcare for the children because the selfish feminists decided to say, fuck it, let's not go to work today. And that is just absolutely ridiculous. You are completely forgetting the fact that there are people who cannot stand to miss one day of work. And yet you are doing this and you don't even care. You think that you are doing the best thing. You think that you are doing such a morally right thing. You are morally in the right. Because the patriarchy. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it makes me so angry because you literally... saw someone in the chat say single moms are trash. I understand that a lot of single mothers are bad single mothers. They aren't very good. They're, but there are situations where there are single mothers who are working single mothers. They're very good single mothers, including my own. My mom was a single mom, and so I have a lot of respect for actual competent single mothers. That's basically my own argument. I'm not going to argue that point. But anyways, Those are basically my thoughts. I think it's so selfish of them to do this because they're not even taking into account any of the other women who have things that they have to do. They have work. They cannot miss work. And they can't provide for themselves. They can't provide for their families if they can't go to work. If they can't provide childcare for their children. And, oh my God, it's just, I find it absolutely abhorrent. And, it's just, that's basically my thoughts. I honestly wanted to do this because I wanted to get my thoughts out there, and I wanted to test out my camera on streaming. I got it specifically because it was optimized for streaming or something like that. I don't know. It's pretty HD. I'm wearing my hat like this because my hair didn't look good today, and anyways. Also, someone said, same person, said they are so strong and independent, saying that a single mother who is being supported by big daddy government. See, my mother was never actually supported by government, ever. She actually got the minimum amount of child support that she could have gotten. She could have taken my dad to the cleaners, and she didn't, because she wanted to keep a relationship with us and him. She didn't want to drive him away by forcing him to pay a bunch of child support for no reason. And so it worked out. And so it's honestly, someone said, talk about Vault 7. That is crazy. I might do a video about that. I might do a stream about that later or something like that. But basically, it's absolutely ridiculous. I think that, first of all, the fact that the CIA has a meme department, and yes, that is real, look it up, a meme department, them and their dankest Trojans. Who else here watched this Argon video earlier? And so, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that apparently our CIA, our intelligence community, has fallen so low that they're operating in a meme warfare. It's hilarious. But that's basically about what I have. But I'm gonna just kind of keep responding to the chat because it's right here. If you have any questions for me about anything. But Vault 7, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that America, the U.S. government, just keeps going behind people's backs. And I understand being secretive because that's what the CIA is supposed to be. But at the same time, I think that people should be informed that, people are doing things. It's... Okay, well, yeah. This person in chat, honestly, I'm... sick of them. Anyways, that's... Talk about the Armenian genocide. It happened, and that's a lot more than the Young Turks will tell you. Definitely a lot more than the Young Turks will tell you. Thoughts on Jews? They're religion, a religious people. They're also a culture, and a race as well. So it's an interesting topic. Oh. Let's see. Actually, someone said we need a day without men. I agree. I think that to show the real scope of things, a day without men, specifically a day without white men, because everyone likes to shit on them. My dad actually, he brought this up, and so I think that a day without white men would be a very terrible day indeed, considering the fact that, well, it would include a lot of the people who work. Anyways, let's see. Ooh, I think I might maybe future video. future video topics. I might make a topic. I might make a video about the not specifically about the whole harmful opinions situation, because I don't really want to do drama, but specifically about the fact that my opinion on advertisers, and how I think that influencers shouldn't be doing sponsored videos if they want to be influencers, and if they want to keep a serious a serious note on their channel. I think that it's wrong if they do. But who will Democrats run for president 2020? At this rate, geez, the zombie of Hillary Clinton. That's there's the zombie of Hillary Clinton, because I don't know if she'll actually make it. Hopefully not. Is that bad to say? Is that bad to say that I hope that Hillary Clinton doesn't make it to 2020? 4 years. We got 4 years. Hopefully, that's me on my chair. Hopefully we can make it then. Hopefully she won't make it past then. She's looking pretty bad. She's looking like a robot. Maybe she was replaced. Maybe that's a conspiracy. Maybe you should start that. Someone should start that. Hillary Clinton is a robot. Hashtag Hillary Clinton is a robot. Go spread it around. Viral. Make it viral. I watched the Christy Winters live stream today, a little bit of it, and it was about as cancer as you would expect. Oh my, it was so funny. Oh. As President Sam, what would you do to the CIA? I would disband it. I think that, of course, they do good things. Supposedly, we don't ever know what they do because they're so secretive. So the way things are right now, I don't really know if they're helping anything, considering the fact that we have the things that they do, and the fact that it got out, and the fact that they did it without even caring that it would get out. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up diplomatic relations between a few countries that we're allies with. Specifically Germany. You know, we haven't exactly been the nicest to Germany, even though it's not like, I mean, I know they have a checkered past, you know, Germany, but I don't think that warrants spying on them extensively, and also using the consulate in Frankfurt as a spy base. Well, hacker base specifically, but spy just sounds so much more cool, don't you think? Yep. I think that they fucked up diplomatic relations with all of their shenanigans. And I'm sure you're probably hearing this right now, CIA. So how about you go fuck yourself, CIA? Because really and honestly, you're probably spying on me, and I don't like when people spy on me. It's not exactly something I want to happen, you know. Okay, what else? Ooh, Sargon got hacked yesterday. I know it was a big deal, and it was a bad thing, but oh, that was fun. That was funny. That Sargon getting hacked. That one is that's a classic. Sorry, I just got a message. Sargon got hacked by a very funny. Well, no, it's a 53 people are spying on you. That is not true. That is consensual. It's consensual spying, I suppose. Anyways, I made you spy on me. Yep. Yeah, so let's see. Yes, Sargon got hacked, and in real honesty, it was an unfortunate thing. You know, it's not great, and the fact that Twitter support wasn't really much of a help wasn't exactly the best thing, but it was hilarious. I think it was hilarious. Jeez, I don't. My headphones were actually threaded through my button. Actually, I've got a question for you. Press 1 if you are a... Press 1 if you are a girl. 2 if you're a boy. I want to know how many of the same and opposite sex are watching me currently and are in the chat. I am 99% sure it is 99% guys. Anyways, geez, okay. Oh, sorry. This is some fun stuff. I know this is a really fun, thing. Oh, jeez. What else? Ooh, there's this pamphlet right here. Do you like this pamphlet? Misconceptions about Islam. Oops. It's a fun pamphlet. You know, misconceptions about Islam. I actually got handed it in the free speech zone in my college. Obviously, an Islam group. I don't really remember the group that it was. I got a rose with it. So, you know, I like the rose. It was a pretty nice rose. And, this is one of the funniest pamphlets I have ever read. I haven't read many pamphlets. I'm sorry. I haven't read many pamphlets, pamphlets extensively because, you know, it's not exactly, that much of a thing I like to do. I don't like to just take out pamphlets and read them, but this one is a funny one. This one is hilarious, for different reasons than they intended. Can you read it? I might read it a little bit later, maybe with some guests, but excuse me. Here is just a little taste, a little sampler of this. Islam is one of the world's largest religions, yet is also one of the most misunderstood. For various reasons, be they political, economic, biased media, or fear of the other, mistruths and misconceptions have been spread about Islam. The key to understanding Islam and Muslims is to resist stereotypes and examine each situation according to Islamic teaching and authentic sources. See, there is, unfortunately, there is definitely a misconception about Islam, namely being that it's a religion of peace. And I really don't want to get into this because I think that it's something that other people do so much better than I do. But, really honestly, there is a bias or a stigma for a reason. It's unfortunate. I think the moderate, peaceful Muslims is unfortunate, but it's for a reason. And that reason is not just terrorism. It's rape. It's, you know, the general crime statistics that have spiked since the migrant crisis. Stuff like that. Muslims do not share good and noble values with non-Muslims. Some people allege that Islamic values are somehow incompatible with decent Western values. Actually, that was once once found in court, a UN court, human rights court, I think, found that Sharia law and Islamic, Sharia law being Islamic, Islam was incompatible with Western values. That should tell you something. There was this political party that was pushing for Sharia law in Turkey, I believe, in the late 20th century. And they found that it was fundamentally incapable or incompatible with Western values and Western law. It's completely different because there is no separation of church and state. That is one of the fundamental values in our society. So that's one of the things. Well, technically my head is covered. Someone said, "Where is your hijab?" My head is covered, except for this part. But ignore that. Allah looks upon me favorably, probably. I don't. Whatever. No, but it is definitely completely contrary. See, we have this thing called due process here, and a separation of church and state, and a separation of religion and government for reasons. Of course, yes, yes, sometimes in America we like to mix our religion and our democracy, representative republicanism, but that's not exactly, it's not completely based off of our religion. And someone's just, they're being rude about my hair and how it's not covered by a veil, and you know what? I know. I should probably be stoned or something. Yes, but we thrive on a separation of church and state. And actually, I have a few things that I want to talk about specifically regarding one of my ancestors and his help of kind of forming the kind of basis of modern free speech. I know that's like kind of like a tantalizing sample, but yes, I do have something planned where I go into detail about one of my ancestors and how he was kind of fundamental in that. I know it's kind of sounds really braggy, but yeah, one of my ancestors, kind of a big deal, but no one actually remembers him because he's not in any history books, unfortunately. But that is a rant for another time. The fact that one of my ancestors is not in the history books. Sorry. Someone just deleted a good message about me, and I think that it needs to be spread. But yeah, that's another topic for another day, because I've got a few things. I have a few things planned next week. You should sleep soundly knowing that next week I will be coming out with hopefully a few videos. Next week is my spring break. And so, because I have no life, no friends, except for on the internet, and nothing else to do, except work on projects and do this, I will be coming out with videos, because I will have time, and I will have motivation. Probably a few live streams, because, probably a few live streams, because I bought this webcam for this reason specifically. No, do not say it was like for that kind of reason, because it wasn't. This was just a kind of impromptu kind of thing, because I didn't really I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about the Women's Day thing because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I think that the will you post this live stream? Yes, I will, because I'm not drunk in this, and also I didn't have any technical difficulties in this one. Please upload this later. Also, if series about journalism start now in some regard. I am trying to start. I'm still trying to. Obviously, I don't. It's not really like the thing that I doubt, with the fact that I've made myself known on the internet now, that I will be getting some liberal news jobs is the way the media is now. But hopefully in the future it'll change, because I kind of want a job in the future, a real job. Not that this isn't a real job. No disrespect to any of you professional YouTubers out there. But yes, I kind of want a job in the future. But yeah, I'm hitting, basically training. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate. And I hate a lot of it. Some of it's pretty useless. But I get by, with the internet and the internet and alcohol. But no more streams with alcohol, especially not in the definitely not in the same regards that definitely not in the same regards that I whatever. I don't even remember what I was going for. Huh. Oh yeah, definitely not in the same quantities that I did that time. That time. Do you have a degree in anything? No, I do not. I do not have a degree in anything yet. I'm going for journalism. Hopefully that'll happen soon. But considering how awful, stupid my professors have been, well, one professor in specific failed me because he didn't like my opinions. Typically don't get that here, but it happened. And, I can't really take that back. I was going to challenge it, but it would have it would have caused an unnecessary shitstorm. So I didn't. He failed me. And so now my entire college getting degree-ness is okay, sorry. I should probably end this soon. I've been doing this for like half an hour. Jeez, I can talk. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Had some nice light chatting with the chat, and also myself. Yes, it's Edward R. Murrow. I love Edward R. Murrow. Good night and good luck. I've taken history of American journalism. I know a lot about journalism in general. That's why I know that it's bad for people who want to influence public opinion or be serious about news and actually give facts. Shouldn't be taking ads or sponsoring things. Sorry. I just apologized to the wall right there. Shouldn't be taking sponsorships from advertisers, because really honestly, that's one of the things. They can hold that over your head as leverage, and that is definitely not what you should be doing if you actually want to, give the facts or look like you're giving the facts. If you don't want to, look like you're giving the facts and kind of just look like a propagandist for bunch of companies, then fine. By all means, do that. But if you want to be taken seriously in any kind of field, you can't be selling yourself out for money. Because it just makes you look like a whore. Because that's kind of what whores do. And I know you're getting a lot of money for it, and so you're kind of like a high-class hooker, but that is not the same as being a media influencer. And, honestly, I take the influencer any day because, sure, a whore gets money. But, and not every advertiser does that. I know that, but it does definitely blur the lines between what is fact and what is just pushing ahead a narrative by the advertisers. You will more likely say something more friendly towards an advertiser because you don't want your advertisers to pull out. You don't want to be sued because you have a non-disparagement clause. You can't tell anybody that you do because you have a non-disclosure agreement. So you can't. It's basically putting you in a bind that you shouldn't be in if you want to really influence people's opinions on things, especially if you really want to. Talk about free speech. You can't talk about free speech and also endorse a website that actively censors people's opinions. It's kind of antithetical to the whole premise of free speech. Generally, that's kind of a antithesis. That's honestly, that's basically my opinion on the whole thing. I don't like the drama. Obviously, I don't think that we're a part of a community. I understand we're part of the whole YouTube sphere. I don't like to call it a community because a lot of people put the word community and they make drama when some people disagree with other people. When people call out bullshit, they make drama out of it. And I really don't want that to be the case. It's just, if one person, seriously, if one newspaper called out another, would you call that drama? No. You'd call that criticism. You'd call that maybe a cat fight, but yellow journalism, perhaps. It's kind of what started the Spanish-American War, allegedly. But I don't want to be accused of starting drama or trying to just, stir up drama if I want to call out someone. That's just, no. I just want to call someone out. That's just ridiculous. I think that we should all be individuals. That are allowed to call each other out without the fans, without other content creators, and without everyone crying that it's drama. And I know I've probably said this a lot of times, and I've probably repeated myself in this, but this is why it's kind of just off the cuff kind of thing. But my opinion on this whole thing is that I don't think that if you want to be taken seriously as a new media platform, that you should be taking sponsorships, because that's exactly what the newspapers, they made sure that they didn't do it because they knew that it would compromise their credibility, and also it would also compromise, and of course credibility is down the toilet, but that's a completely different issue. It would also compromise their ability to accurately tell the news without self-censorship. And that's a terrible way to run a news media, whatever. It's a bad way. Self-censorship isn't exactly the best thing. But anyways, I suppose that's just basically my thoughts on the matter. That's pretty much all I've got. Let's see. I'll probably have some thoughts because I'm going to this cool speaking event tomorrow. It's a communist dissident from China. And I'm sure that will be really cool. So I'll probably have some thoughts on there. I'll probably give the thoughts on Twitter at Satan. Can't even speak. I'm not drunk right now. At Satan's Opinion. Follow me on Twitter. So I suppose that's all I've got. Thank you, all 65 of you, for tuning in. Like I said before, this was just kind of an off the whatchabadollet. Whatchabadollet? Really? Whatchabadollet? Whatchamacallit? This is a stream because of my new webcam and also because of the Women's March. Not Women's March, Women's Strike. A day without women. Yep. Anyways, thank you for tuning into this, and I will see you whenever I want to make a video again. That's it. Bye.